Hello and welcome, I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some Endless Space 2. It's been a long time since Endless Space first came out, and I've played quite a few of the Endless series of games, Endless Legend and Endless Space, and now we're into Endless Space 2. And I've got to say already that this game has really caught my attention because it is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful interface, and I love interfaces that are beautiful. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to play as, this is a pre-release build, right? So there's not quite every single option available. We don't have like system governors and stuff like that, but right now there are 4 factions in the game. There's the Lumeris, the Vodiani, the Cravers, and the Sophons. We'll play as the Sophons simply because they're simple to me, they're research focused, that kind of thing. We just want to try to see what this game's all about. So let's just dive into playing the Sophons. We'll do a small galaxy, normal age, number of constellations few, 4 competitors, etc. Basically all of the standard settings. Let's just dive right in and start playing some games. One thing I did notice is that this intro video is a little bit quiet.
They have always been first, the Sophons. First to split atoms, mine asteroids, and capture the energy of the sun. First, too, to crash their test rockets, trigger artificial earthquakes, and accidentally blow up their moon. Their great power has given them great irresponsibility. But through it, now, they're the first to create perfection. Me.
So I did what I could to try to raise the volume on that, and you'll notice right now the background music is much louder now again than it was in that intro video. My only thought is maybe it was an actual video that was played instead of actually animated through the game engine or something. So, if you're familiar with Endless Space, you'll be familiar with the layout that Amplitude Studios likes to use for their Endless series. So we've got this very clean UI. There's buttons. It's very clean. It's very clean. So, let's go ahead and dive right in and see if we can figure out what the heck we're doing. So, first things first, we have a pop-up here. Hero recruited. We have this guy. He's weird looking. Asaro Eni Dzulmaran has joined your empire. Cool. Let's go check him out. From a very young age, he believed that the sound of scientific experiments should not be aha, but something more like kaboom. Chemistry was her early means to this end, but in high school and university she gleefully uncovered the ways in which cracking open atoms and exploiting electromagnetic waves could lead to even larger explosions. She was recruited directly from her graduate program by the tiny Sophon Defensive Options Department, and since her strong experiments using dust, she has only grown more powerful and dangerous. So, she's healthy. She has no assignment yet. We can put her in charge of a ship. We can put her as a governor. You have your skill tree, which may be familiar if you are familiar with Endless Space 1. Bonuses on system if assigned, +2 science per population on planets. On a fleet, if assigned, we get +10% fleet health on fleet. I'm thinking that she's going to make a whole lot more sense managing a system, so let's probably go ahead and assign her. We should be able to do that from... not here. This is the inspection page. But we can go to the heroes thing right up here. Right, we can go, not that one, this one. And we can say, click on her and say assign to fleet or assign to system. We'll assign her to the Ursa system. It is a colony that we own. Confirm. Done. She's now working here. Good. Look at this clean, beautiful UI. I just love it. Anyway, so we can see here now that Asareni is going to apparently use explosions to destroy our planet. And hopefully cause more science. So yeah, she is going to increase the amount of science that we generate. Somehow. Exactly how that works, I'm not really exactly sure. We're getting +3 science, it looks like, from system representatives. Or something. We have 3 planets in our system, 2 of which are currently inhospitable. This is an ash planet, and also an ash planet, and this is a Veld planet. Temperate, hot. So yeah, one of the most life-friendly worlds around. Velds cradle many diverse ecosystems from verdant grasslands to hardy scrub to thin forests. So on our planet, we can see that we actually have a numerous... there's 2 different types of population here. We've got Sophons, and then we also have this Epistis, a race of mechanical beings who have only recently ventured into the stars. I'm not exactly sure where they came from. It's possible that we created them. Who knows? So anyway, let's see what we can do. We've got some planetary improvements that we can make. We could try to build some ships. I think we're going to go ahead and start off with a second detector so that we can try to explore a little bit more. It'll take 5 turns to make a second detector, or we can make another incubator in just 4 turns, which is a colonization ship. These ships are going to cost how much? Got 7 movement, 420 health, 20 manpower. And here we can see that we have 70 out of 7 available. So I think we should probably go ahead and maybe knock out the incubator, actually. I'm going to try to colonize as much as we can. Alright, so there's our hero, and hey, Chancellor of Exploration and Expansion. It's loaded with rare ores to be exploited. Thank you for letting me know that. Appreciate that. This is our capital system. That's the thing that we're now working on. That's the population, and that is the number of turns until this item is done. That little white circle lets you know that there are planets here with anomalies. That's why they're pulsing. However, we can't colonize those because they are not a solid white circle. It's kind of tempting to just click and turn here, but there's actually a couple ships here that we have to use. We've already discovered this planet. We can see that there is a planet that we can colonize in this area here. If we want to, we can zoom in, get a little rundown on what's here. Titanium is in an abundant resource deposit on Treem the First, high production planet. Treem the Second, got unknown life form, unknown ruins, and unknown atmospheric curiosity. A colonizable medium monsoon. It has deciduous trees. We'll have to take a closer look at that. I didn't quite read the whole thing. And then a tiny little arid planet that we can't colonize yet, but very good dust production. You may be familiar with Endless Legends' whole FIDSI program, or FIDSI resource generation system. Very similar in Endless Legend as well. Sorry, Endless Space as well. And seems to be this case here. So here is this deciduous trees. Mutated trees likely crafted by the Endless that filter dust. Okay, it is an average resource deposit of 2. What does that mean specifically? Can we zoom in and see a little bit more? We want to... So it's got 14 dust on Treem. Treem the Third has maximum population of 7. I'm guessing, if I'm reading this correctly, that the average resource deposit is just increasing the amount of dust that we get on that planet. Must be. All right, let's go ahead and grab... we got 2 ships to start with, an incubator and a detector. The planet that we can colonize is not the one with those deciduous trees. It's this... Oh, no, it is. It is. Excellent. Well, we should definitely go colonize that then. Let's go ahead and grab that guy, incubator, and send him over there. We'll grab the other ship, which is like a scout ship, a detector, and just go kind of poke about a bit. So these are the hyperlanes that we can use to travel. There's a planet there, nothing we can colonize. Let's go up this way then with the ship. There appears to be movement cost, moving from interior to exterior rings. You discovered the planet Cryos. Cryos, when discovered, was a planet whose environment was so welcoming that it was taken by many pre-Dust Endless sects as their promised paradise. Unfortunately, conflict and strife exploded over its care and exploitation, and a Grey Goo nanobot plague was unleashed as a suicidal doomsday weapon that destroyed the biosphere. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well that circle's looking a little bit interesting. It's too hostile to be colonized. It is a unique planet. Now, if you want, you can skip this just by clicking a quick little right click here, but I think it's fantastically done. Very pretty. It's a very immersive game. Really pulls you in. So we got some more titanium here. Red Sange, Red Sange. It's like each one of these planets is outstanding in one way or another. We got a food planet, a research planet, another research planet, a food planet, and a production planet. I mean, it's pretty cool looking. They're all inhospitable right now, unfortunately. We still have 3 out of 10 movement, so let's head over to this next area. Alright, I guess that little extra circle is just letting us know that it's a unique planet. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next turn. It's going to let us know we have no research queue. Let's go ahead and pick up some research. So this is familiar to me mostly from like, again, I played a lot more Endless Legend lately than Endless Space, so it's got this whole eras system. Back here, as the Sophons, we actually get a bonus to research based on how many people have actually researched technology and how many have not. That's what this little plus 50% is. we have this thing called omniscience. So if no one else knows the technology, we get up to 50% extra research toward it. So we want to try, I think, like research things that no one else has. Effects, plus 10 science, it's a system improvement, plus 20 science per Veld. So if we did a magnetic field generator system improvement, we could have tons of science on our capital system, because it is a Veld planet. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that word right. We could also have access to this exoscience stations, if we did this one. Plus 1 science per person, and it's also good on cold planets. This building is 280 production, so it'd be pretty expensive, but I think long term it'd probably work out pretty well. Or we could go for like overclocked engines, plus 2 movement points, colonized tundra. Having access to more colonization and more exploration seems pretty appealing to me. Kind of wondering about this one. I think we'll go for xenobotany first, and then let's go for this one second. Let's go on to our next turn. Now again, we're playing in a review build. We're playing on a small system, so there's like 4 other nations in here, and you can kind of imagine that it's going to be a fairly quick game. One thing that's really nice is you can just zoom in, and as you get closer, it will zoom you to the next level. You can zoom all the way into planets. You can tab through the planets like so, zoom back out again, zoom a little bit further out, zoom out to another system, and then if, like, let's say you're looking over here, and then as you come across it, you could just center it in your screen and zoom right in, and you'll go straight into the system view, which is really quite nice. Or, you know, you could always just be a normal person and click on it, but still. I imagine that there's going to be some potential, what's that thing called? The thing that tracks your irises and can potentially let you just use your eyes as a mouse. Might work with this game. New minor faction discovered, Haroshims. They are pacifists. Their opinion toward us is apparently unknown. They are a minor faction in the Razam system. Let's interact with them. We cannot do anything. We're missing xenobiology. We have no influence. We are also still missing xenobiology. Let's go take a look at xenobiology and see if we can find it. Someone already has it. 1 out of 4 empires have researched this technology. Again, this is a feature we have for being the Sophons. If we weren't Sophons, we would have no idea what anyone else has, how many people have the tech, that kind of thing. That's the only reason that we know for sure. So xenobiology will give us the ability to do diplomacy with minor factions, and sustainable farms, plus 10 food or plus 15 food on monsoon. I'm not sure yet if that's additive or if it's just like plus 10 on regular and plus 15 specifically on monsoons, or if it's actually plus 25. We will find out very soon. So our ship's almost there. It's 7 more movements. I think we have the Brasam 1 colonized by another nation. But we do have this planet over here that we can colonize now, so we'll continue to go this way. Now we're in this system. We should be able to go and click on this little button here to start the process of colonizing this planet. We'll consume our colony ship and create an outpost. Goodbye. This outpost is not yet a fully colonized system. It must gain its first population unit to reach this state. Active outpost actions in this planet interface activate outpost actions to speed up the migration process. Rival empires can create an outpost on another planet of this system. The first to achieve a population becomes the sole owner of the system. So there's a little bit of like a racing mechanic here. So we can do greener grass if we have, looks like manpower. We can spend dust to get plus growth. We can spend influence to absorb 50% of food from the adjacent colonized systems. Adjacent colonized systems. So I don't see any adjacent colonized systems, unless you're talking about like this one here, which isn't actually adjacent. That must be the case. So it'll take a little while, 15 turns till we get our first person. You don't just get to instantly colonize in this campaign. Okay, let's head down to the system then. This system has quite a bit of stuff in it. We got some Hyperium, some blue cap mold, Jadonix, and 2 people live there. Up here we've got titanium. We've got some of this red sang, abundant resource deposit. Alright, which planet is the red sange on? Right there. It's derived from a lichen that thrives on coral reefs, but can be found anywhere there are traces of water. It'd be nice to know specifically what that abundant resource deposit's going to do for us. But, anyway, let's go ahead and finish xenobotany next turn. Now we have overclocked engines. We can also colonize tundra. Now we're working on this next exoscience stations. Or instead, we could actually go for the ability to interact with the minor nations, which was xenobiology. No one else has this yet. I feel like getting this plus 50% science is probably going to be better. And then we'll do xenobiology. We've discovered a new luxury resource. We now have access to deciduous trees. You can use it to upgrade your systems in the economy screen. Alright, so yes, we're generating some deciduous trees. Effects within a system upgrade, plus 50 gold on system. Alright, cool. No available system development project. Missing technology, neural robotics. Alright, let's go see if we can find neural robotics. Neural robotics is right here. System development. So this will allow us to unlock system development projects. And it'll also give us predictive logistics. It's going to be era 2 before we can actually spend some of that, but we are obtaining some deciduous dust every turn now. Alright, fair enough. Okay, and in 2 turns we'll have our next colony ship. Now on this system there are also these ruins that we can discover. We can spend some production to try to discover what's going on our planet. The very first time I tried, I actually discovered something bad, and it really pissed me off because my planet sucked. So we'll see if that's something we actually want to do. You've just discovered the Vodiani and the church, and our church acknowledge you. Very well. They must live where? Here we can see we've got multiple systems. One enemy fleet, the Vodiani. 555 health, attack of 36, defense, etc. Now there's this economy scan, where you can see trade routes, you can see information about systems, you can see information about system output. As you zoom in, you can see more information. All kinds of really interesting, well put together, clean interfaces. I have no idea how to use them just yet, but that's kind of cool. You zoom further out, and there's a thing to do a different type of scan. I guess maybe we haven't unlocked it yet, or maybe we have to know where somebody else's planets are. It's entirely possible. We have 2 colonizable systems here. Large Terran, colonizable. Looks like we're gonna have our first little race here. We have a small monsoon planet, a large Terran, and a huge atoll. We want to focus on science whenever possible. But that's 12 plus 5 is 17, that's 10, 18, the Botha. I know I can't colonize it yet, but I can see, yeah, population cap is 8, population cap is 6. We want to go for both of 1. So let's do that. We'll zoom out. We'll grab our exploration ship, keep on poking around a bit. We're going to send our colonization ship this way to scout that system, so let's go down here. 1 more turn to go. This is probably the direction he came from. So his faction was... Ooh, a quest. Okay. What a good idea. Running an empire is a large, complex, time-consuming operation. This has been an inconvenient truth since the dawn of Sophanity. But a few drawbacks to living in a civilization as cosmopolitan, prosperous, and brilliant as ours. One always finds oneself straining for the next yawn-inducing thing. People to meet, things to do, etc. Choose an objective. Military, scientific, or diplomatic. So, Anfer is watching. Win 3 battles with Sophon fleets. If we do that, we get hardcore hulls. They are a low-cost ship. Okay. Scientific. Sophon free move. It's a support module, and apparently it's a free move. Diplomatic. Raise your relationship with a minor faction to 90 or higher. We get seductory. Enables bribery of minor factions. Okay. The Sophon free move seems appealing to me. How do we do this? Take your exploration fleet and orbit around 2 systems out of your constellation. Do that one. We've finished the incubator. Go and grab him. Oh, first we need to create the fleet, yes. I think we're probably going to want to go to Botha, because he came from the south. We want to make sure that we actually contest this area. So we'll scout on our way through, but we're definitely going to Botha first. Okay, next construction we want to do is going to be what? So we want another ship? Should I go for like drone networks, get some more industry and food? Get some more dust and science, the cerebral reality. We do have access to magnetic field generators as well. That is 280. It's going to take a lot more turns. 8 turns versus going for like this first for 5. Alternatively, we could try to scan our ruins in just 3 turns. We go for the drone network first. Okay, next working on some of this stuff here. Ah, there we can actually finally see the border of him. So that is our scout ship, which just revealed this. Let's see if we can poke into there. 20% of the galaxy's already been explored. Nice. Where can we see... I want to know where my constellation starts and ends. The home planet of the Vodiani was a poor, yet temperate world, and the fragility of its environment meant it was soon depleted. As a result, they were driven into space by necessity and already have a long history as space-bound people. Alright, cool. This is one of the other AIs that we're going to have to play against. Let's see what we can find down there. Keep on sending you up to this way, to the Botha system. And we have found somebody else. It's an alien force. We didn't actually meet anyone there. However, there are no colonizable systems in this constellation or this area. We're going in the right direction then. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and end the turn. There's a system here. Curiosity count is something I'm unfamiliar with. Take a closer look at that soon. Seems like it doesn't actually show you information about the system until you've actually clicked on the system. This is apparently the ends of this little spoke, so that is the extent of how far we can explore. I'm glad we didn't make another exploration ship then. Ooh, it's basically one-on-one right now. I believe there are 4 AI or 4 civilizations in this map. We'll bring you back then to, like, I don't know, here for now. Let's grab you up to Botha. Battle at Botha. Apparently we're fighting the Prowlers. A battle is about to begin against an unknown empire at Botha. My incubator against 2 Prowlers. These are small attackers. I don't think we want to be here. Fly, you fools. This is clearly some sort of pirates or something. Battle's ended. Retreat. Botha no effects. Battle plans. Click to access advanced battle report. Not available in early access, unfortunately. We lost some health, but we didn't die, so that's what's important. Apparently, we'll need to do some combat then. Alright, well, let's take a break here, and in the next episode, we'll see if we can maybe get into that system and go and colonize. We're being forced to retreat back to here, it looks like. It take 3 whole turns to return to Botha now. Okay, alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you again in the next episode. See you soon.